Should Ethereum successfully move from proof of work to proof of stake this September 15, 2022, that actually means that the miners that are there to validate the entire blockchain will no longer be needed. Hey guys, let's talk about the Ethereum merge. Let's talk about what will be the effects. Should the merge be successful, that everything gets to the Ethereum mainnet. For those also who are watching this and you have not really caught up, please do note that the merge actually just means that the proof of work blockchain of Ethereum will be fully transitioned into the proof of stake blockchain, which is something that's energy efficient, which a lot of people have been pushing as well because it's something that's good for the environment, and in the same way it saves a lot of power. And the main topic of this video makes Ethereum relatively deflationary. What do I mean about that? In the current proof of work setup, you have miners validating the network. The same way with Bitcoin, you have Bitcoin miners protecting, decentralizing, securing the network. For Ethereum, it's the same way. It's just that for Bitcoin, they use ASIC computers. Ethereum, they use GPUs. That's why a lot of people can actually mine Ethereum at home, because the requirements for mining Ethereum is not as heavy as what it requires for Bitcoin. However, also because a lot of people have been mining Ethereum, it has allowed people to get passive sources of revenue. The prices of GPUs over the past few years have gone up as well. Should Ethereum successfully move from proof of work to proof of stake this September 15, 2022, that actually means that the miners that are there to validate the entire blockchain will no longer be needed. Miners are not doing the validation for free. They are rewarded with ETH. And what's interesting about that is this. Miners get rewarded a total of 13,000 ETH every day. So you multiply that to whatever value ETH is at its highest point at 4,800 to where we are right now by the time of this recording at 1,600. That's the amount of ETH that people get relatively for free for decentralizing, securing, and protecting the network. The only cost that they have is, of course, the hardware plus the electricity fees. And for some people, the fees have been high also, that they have not been getting a larger amount of net income given that ETH has dropped massively. So you have a lot of miners that have their income dropped because of the price of ETH dropping and electricity costs being higher. But should the merge become successful this September 15, their income would go to zero, as miners would no longer be required to validate the system, but it would be stakers who would be rewarded for validating the network. So for those who don't know, a proof of stake consensus mechanism basically means this. The one that has the most stake in the blockchain gets to have the highest say also in terms of validating and securing the network. But in the same way, for them staking, securing, and validating the network, they get rewarded with ETH. However, the main difference is this. There would be 13,000 ETH as a block reward. For proof of stake, it would only be 1,300. So if you look at it from the number of ETH tokens released on a daily basis, it drops by about 90%. And what's the main impact of this? A lot of people have been talking about ETH having unlimited supply versus Bitcoin having a very, very finite limited supply of 21 million BTC forever. From the last upgrade that ETH had, it allowed ETH to be burned on a regular basis depending on the transactions. What will make ETH deflationary is from 13,000 being distributed as a reward every day, that drops to 1,300. That's why you've been hearing a lot of people saying that this is a triple halving, similar to what happens in Bitcoin every 4 years during its halving cycle, because the block rewards are divided into half every 4 years. But for Ethereum, it literally drops the reward by 90% in just one event. For those looking at it from a supply perspective, this will limit the supply of Ethereum. I do not know though over the short term if this is something that will cause the price to go up, because as you have all been following, we are still in the midst of the war in Ukraine, the US economy going into a recession, high interest rates, high inflation, quantitative tightening, which is affecting the stock market, and it's trickling down also to the crypto market, that there isn't as much funds flowing right now in the stock market and the crypto market as compared to where it was when there was a lot of free helicopter money going on. Those are things that are hanging in the midst of this upgrade. And if you also add the Mt. Gox release, which is happening a day after the Ethereum upgrade, there's really no clear disclosure on how far the release of Bitcoin will be to the ETH 2.0 merge. And you also have to add the fact that we are still in the midst of the halving cycle. Please do note that in the midst of the halving cycle, in the middle, there really isn't a lot of movement in Bitcoin. And if there's really not a lot of movement in Bitcoin, Ethereum follows Bitcoin, and the rest of the crypto market follows Ethereum. From a fundamental standpoint, this decreases the supply of ETH that's issued on a daily basis, which somehow is very, very positive for the blockchain as a whole. And I also want to say this, proof of work is very, very resource intensive. It's harmful to the environment. Those two things alone are very, very positive already for people who are into green technology, into assets that are not harmful for the environment. So this will open up opportunities for funds to actually consider ETH as an asset class that they would want to position in now that they have transitioned into proof of stake. The energy savings that will come from proof of stake, it will drop the energy consumption by about 99%. There's no more taxing mathematical computations that are actually needed to be able to validate the network. All eyes will be September 15. It's September 9 right now. We have 6 days to go before the merge would actually happen. I want to know also your thoughts on this. Do you think that this is something that will cause price action prior to the merge date, or when the merge actually happens, you could actually see more selling happen to ETH considering all of the things that's happening in the macroeconomic backdrop right now? But this entire merge, this is something that has been promised for a very, very long time, and they're actually delivering on their promise in the midst of a lot of delays that has happened due to the complexity also of what they're trying to pull off, that there's a lot of live data in ETH 1.0, ETH proof of work, that they're trying to push everything like a cut-over date to transition everything into this new proof of stake chain with all of the data that's there. I don't know if there will be any after effects or any bugs that will happen post-merge. One thing is for sure, the fact that they're not anymore delaying the timeline, they're not anymore setting another date, they're not anymore pushing it over, it means that they're relatively confident that it will happen this September 15. And the fact that a lot of the testnets were successful in terms of the merge gives them a bit of confidence of how things will possibly go also for this. So that's what the triple halvening of Ethereum actually means. That's what it actually means also when people have been saying that it's a bit deflationary in nature, because the number of ETH that will be released on a daily basis would be relatively lower. I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this was something that was insightful for all of you. If you guys have any questions, leave it down below and I'll try my best to be able to answer your questions as well. And if you stayed up until this point, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing, about crypto, and this time Ethereum. So that's it for now. Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.